2,000 feet above the ground, just seconds from making the 937th dive of his skydiving career. It was to be his final jump of the day. It was. Then came a terribly loud bang. Mike Robinson is on the phone with us right now. Mike, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Nice to be with you today.
You have just finished taping for Dateline. This story is so fascinating, largely because there's incredible video that the whole world wants to talk to you. How do you feel about that? Is there part of you who just wants to crawl home and just sort of shake and recover from all of this, or is it therapeutic for you to be telling us your story?
Well, I don't know if it's therapeutic necessarily. I know there's a worldwide interest in this, as you say, largely because it was captured on 5 different video cameras. So it's very dramatic to witness, and quite frankly, it was very dramatic to participate in.
Yeah. All right, Mike, let's tell the story briefly. Let's start with the first second you knew something was wrong.
Right. Well, as you described, because I was in the lower airplane, the other plane came over and essentially hit us from the top. And it's a high-wing airplane we were on. We couldn't see any of that, so our first notice of anything was this huge bang that occurred when they collided. And instantaneously, there was the fireball of the wing leaving the airplane right above us. Just 6 inches from our head was this wing on fire. And all of a sudden, we're instantly in free fall. There was nothing left to hang on to.
You got knocked off the plane?
Yeah, all 4 of us jumpers in the lower airplane were knocked off with the impact. We were hanging on to the strut, which is a structural piece that holds up the wing.
So the jumpers were, let me ask, the jumpers were already outside of the plane hanging on, getting ready to jump?
Right. On my plane, all 4 of us were outside. Actually, I was kind of half in and half out. I had 1 foot out, 1 foot in.
How amazing is the timing of that? Because a few seconds or 30 seconds either way, it would have been different, right?
Right. 30 seconds later, we would have already left. It wouldn't have, for the skydivers, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been an issue for the pilots.
Yes.
30 seconds earlier, we were all in the airplane. Had it occurred then, we might have had a very difficult time getting out.
Right.
And were you guys getting ready to do some kind of formation, Mike? Were you going to jump in tandem and make some kind of design?
Yeah, we don't call it tandem. We call it formation, as you described. It's 2 planes flying relatively close together, and then we all leave both airplanes at the same time, and we hook up in free fall and kind of do our thing from there. That was the plan.
So the pilot of your plane, I assume, was still flying it when this happened?
Yes.
He was in the most danger. What happened with him?
He was the only one that sustained any injuries that required medical attention. What happened for him was after the right wing was blown off in this fireball, he started spiraling down. But what happened to him with his injuries is the airplane that came over the top of us, the propeller of that airplane shattered his windshield, and it just peppered him like with shrapnel. His face and his hands are cut. When you look at him, it's just he's got cuts everywhere, and had some deep cut on one hand that required quite a bit of stitching.
How did he get out?
He because we were blown off the step, he had a door right by him to the right that we used, and he just had to take a seatbelt off and jump out.
While
the
plane is in a spiral, with all of these injuries, he has the presence of mind. Is he wearing a chute, or does he have to grab one?
No, he was wearing a pilot emergency chute. So,
good thing.
Yeah, if he would have had to grab one, there's no way he could.
There's no way. So but he has the presence of mind, injured, to unbuckle his seatbelt while he's in a death spiral with the plane, and he jumps out of a spinning plane and managed to push away from it and land safely with his parachute.
Yep. It's an amazing story, isn't it?
Oh. All right. Now, the plane that came from top and hit you, we had a lot of video cameras. We had so many angles. Is that because you guys now when you do skydiving, you give people the experience so they can have a souvenir tape of the video of it?
Well, yeah, most of us, all of the jumpers were either instructors or coaches. So we wear a lot of cameras when we jump with students, just so after the jump we can debrief them and kind of show what they did or didn't do, that kind of thing. And cameras, these days are lightweight, small, and relatively inexpensive. So you see them all over.
Cameras are everywhere, yeah. And now the plane that came from up above, there is a sort of a blind spot between planes sometimes up vertically. You see in a void and you're looking out. And vertically is one of the dangerous ways that you can get close to another plane, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
How did this happen?
We're not sure what the cause was. I mean, we understand what happened, but we're not really sure what the cause was, why we got so close.
I know NBC News made this video available so we could all see it. I'm assuming the FAA is looking at it very closely, too. Is there any... I don't even know, did they give, like, tickets for negligent flying or anything? Is there any kind of penalties that could come down from this?
Well, the pilots, I suppose, if there were determined any issues with their performance, I suppose they have pilot licenses, which could be,
there'll be an investigation,
I guess. But I don't think any of us, at least those of us who were involved, I don't think any of us.
Here's what I think. I think you could give out free coupons for another skydive to all those people. That's what they need.
Try it again.
Yeah,
well,
free drinks too.
Good idea.
I don't think since Captain Sully Sullenberger landed on the Hudson has there been an aviation story with this miraculous of an ending.
That's for sure.
It's unbelievable.
So congratulations on that. Everybody kept a cool head, and it was also a miracle, don't you think?
Yes, it was. We call ourselves the Miracle 11.
Right. Now, for anyone who wants to skydive, is this great advertising?
Well, I hope so. It's a way to get skydiving in the minds of people, and this kind of a thing was such a fluke. It's just something I don't think we'll ever see again.
It never happened.
You don't think?
But I'd love the souvenir camera footage and all that. That'd be fun. All right, Mike, just congratulations.
Thank you.
I know with all of aviators out there that the number one thing that happens after an accident is we look to see what we can learn from it and prevent it from ever happening again.
Is North Dakota a Powerball state? You guys might want to go buy a few tickets this week.
Yeah, well, it was an amazing experience, and we're all happy to be alive.
All right, thank you, Mike Robinson in New York City. And you'll see a lot more about this. This will be one of those videos that shows up in all of those programs about amazing things, probably for decades.
Joe's driving a car, tells him when he's close to a trash can. This plane doesn't have a, hey, there's another plane sensor on it?
You know, it's interesting. They should put the stuff on your car in the planes.
Yeah, somebody should have got a tickle on that.
728, Roar by Katy Perry and